Greetings and welcome to my dear Arians out there, Aries friends. Welcome to the channel. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. Please take only what you will. We'll be doing a very short look into the month of February 2023. I'm not going to waste your time, so we'll go straight into it in terms of karma, and then we'll move on to an incident of karma, and then also to the great mirror for the month of February 2023. I do thank you for your likes and subscribes and whatnot. Okay, so what I do see is, generally speaking, things being influenced in such a way to produce the elements of good health and a connection to your environment. Nature is going to be very important for you to find a platform in which to sort of be rid of trauma or pain of the past, okay? So this will help you to clear and purify the heart. There also is something here about truly looking into what nurtures you in terms of what really gives you a sense of stability and proclivity, of doing the right thing, of also expanding in a certain way when it comes to good health, tied to your actual modes of inspiration. Where do you root that inspiration? How do you go about growing and expanding into something that actually makes sense? The idea here is to essentially find a way to, you have to leave community in order to find it. You have to leave civilization in order to find it. This is just what I'm seeing in terms of karma. Let's move now into a bit more of a reading that is tied to an incident of this. I do see here a connection that is chosen, and this is after a great period of processing. But two people have chosen each other in this situation. Let's see. Okay. What unites these two people is the idea that a conversation can be had. Whether that's good or bad conversation, it really depends on the nature of what's been going on between you two. A choice has been made to come together, one with the motivation of finding someone who is a companion, the other of finding someone who they can bounce off their ideas and try to understand their own path by mirroring or trying to figure out what they can do. But their guards are usually up, whoever you're dealing with, I think. There's something about it where there's a great burden that is based on the sequence of the 7 to the 10 of rods, which is the difference of the 3 of rods. They have something in terms of what they've been waiting for. They might see it in you. There also is a possibility of you trying to balance out various things to find a sense of order in the disarray or the chaos around you, and to find the stability and the grounding that you need through the conversation that you have with this person. But both of you are meeting together in order to produce the effect that a platform can be created so that Aries can essentially process old pains, old disbelief systems, old expectations of the mind, explorations of the mind, pains of the mind, and essentially come into a place of fruition, of fertility and grace. That is what I'm seeing in terms of an incidental level. In terms of the advice for this, the idea here is to share the alchemy of words, okay? If you can actually talk about what has been expected in terms of this relationship or relationships like it, or possibly even just open up in terms of the secret of Jupiter. I think this person is very much ruled by Jupiter, so there's something about them that can expand your mind, your horizons, your own philosophical perspectives. And this might actually bring you to a place where you can actually take from that and leave when you will, what you will. So let's move now into the Great Mirror. The Great Mirror is a 9-card spread devised by the Order of the Twin Sun to see particular karmas between Aries and a significant other. And we'll look at different influences on the conscious, subconscious, unconscious levels, and to see the bridge for a bit more of a challenge when it comes to you dealing with this person. Okay. Okay, so they may see you as someone who has an independent mind. You're very much logical about this. You're going to look at how you represent yourself in terms of your own mind and how you distinguish yourself from anyone, from anything. And it's important for you to find the grounding that you do seek in this type of logic. There's something here about you trying to produce the effect of being quite content with whatever you do, and also to find a new beginning, to do things in a different way. Perhaps there's something about the passions that ignite you, that bring you forward to these types of connections where it's like linking with another person in terms of the mind. But now you may be trying to seek out a new way to do things. But Mercury is very much dominating your interactions, and there's something about the South Node that this person is influenced by a great legacy of attention to details, resources, trying to be very much clutch with their way of doing things, their behaviorisms. There's something about them also that is influenced by new moon cycles and Mercury, as well as the South Node, very strongly suggesting here that this person is trying to let loose some of the more self-reflective qualities that ground them into modes of criticism or to attention to detail. They're going to be moved in a certain way wherein their own inner world, their mind, is essentially being influenced to move faster, to do things faster, to not pay attention to the detail. So there is a logical sort of mirror that is occurring here that points to the ten of Pentacles in the reverse. And what does that mean? It means that this is a type of situation that you are dealing with that pulls forward the idea that there are limitations on what we can do as human beings, as what we can do in terms of generational progressions, in terms of family lineages and how these things fall apart. And there's something about it that has to do with the independence of mind, the independence of word, and how these signify something deeper, something more profound, a reality of your own. This has to do with mutual respect, mutual understanding. This type of connection is based on that. At the same time, there's a strong desire that is consciously being sort of awoken as you guys approach each other in the month of February. I think you watch over this person in terms of their own thoughts, and there's something about them that is very much pulled forward towards you, with the Homme de Caban and then Espion and Veuvage, Queen of Swords looking at the King of Rods, and then the Page of Swords looking away. There's something about this wherein the desire takes precedence over what can be said. And because you're in a logical state of mind, at least for this reading, there is possibly a need to take your desires and process these, to understand these, and to see how these desires may possibly be a foundation for this person to find the right path to what they're doing in terms of their relation to you. At the same time, there's something about them that is holding back. You have to be careful with this, because they could try to offer you something that wouldn't be enough because you're already content in that in which you have. There also is a possibility that both of you are trying to process what is occurring here, and it could merely be just the element of desire. I think you would be able to cut off this type of connection when you will, as you will. There also is a possibility here that what you are mostly perceiving is a path that cannot be walked, but it can be understood just by being next to it. But you don't have to walk it. There's something about you that is quite invisible, and perhaps this is something that may scare you in sort of trying to produce the right effect, the right visible effect, the right visible effect. There also is a pensiveness about them. There's a deep intensity that needs to be expressed. There's something about them that also pushes forward to the 9 as well as the 8 of, let's see, it's the 7, the 8, or the 6 of cups. So there's a type of intensity here that has to do with fight or flight, truly surrender or to be scared of that surrendering. That's what I see with them, but then you are protected. I think you will choose to do the right thing in terms of being rebellious and doing your own thing, being able to perceive this person, to perceive this path, but not take it. And you would be in the right to do so. That is the best I can do for this month. As far as further advice goes, don't take any burdens that don't need to be held, sort of thing. There also is the idea that even if you were to do that, there would be the burden of still wanting to maintain that burden, but then that being a burden itself. So just let that all go, I think. To be honest, I think that you should just let it go. That's the best advice I can give you for now. I do wish you well, my dear Aries. Thank you. Bye-bye.